Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today on Polywine, where we like to take a deep dive into stories pulled from the media and have a fun time while breaking it down. I'm Jillian, and let's get into it. So, last night, Trump had his congressional address, and we knew it was going to be contentious and probably dramatic and heated on the House floor. But what we saw last night was nothing short of a spectacle. It was a lot to take in. I was in a state of shock. I don't want to say I was clutching my pearls, but I was definitely clutching my chest. The only thing I can describe it is I felt like I was in an old Saturday Night Live skit that had Mike Myers in it. Remember Coffee Talk, where when he was with the character he was playing, which was a female, she was a host of a show. When she was flummoxed, she would um, grasp her chest and say, I'm feeling the clump. Talk amongst yourselves. That's what I felt like pretty much the entire speech. Like just flummox and clumps. Talk amongst yourselves. It was a lot to process. So these were the first 100 days in office. We know the last several days with the White House meeting with Zelensky and then this congressional address. It has been an intense last few days. So let's just say this. The seatbelt light has come on, and buckle your seatbelts because we're going to hit some turbulence. So brace yourself. Now let's fly over to the great state of New York. Andrew Cuomo is throwing his hat back into the political ring. Yes, the former mayor of New York, who stepped down early, is now throwing his hat in to the New York City governor's race. Yes, right now, Eric Adams is the mayor of New York City, and he has been in the news recently, not so much for his actions as mayor, but a little bit of his legal actions, which he has been cleared, and he still declares his innocence. But he's been in the news for a little bit of some other than his political interests. It's his personal and legal stuff that's been in the news lately. But again, has been cleared. But Andrew Cuomo has decided that he's ready to put his hat back in the ring in the city of New York and implement some new changes. So, you know, that has been a major political family for decades. There's a lot of experience, so it should be interesting. So I will be watching it. And those guys definitely love the television show. No matter what, Cuomo, Adams, governor of New York City race, let's see where that goes. Now, moving over to celebrities, I would like to give heartfelt condolences to the iconic and legendary Dolly Parton. Her husband, her partner of over 60 years, Carl Dean. What a great name, Carl Dean. He passed away this week. And, our heart just goes out to you, Dolly. We love you. You were such a great couple. The thing we love about Dolly Parton is she tells you exactly what she's thinking. She does not hold back and she rarely edits herself. And that's what makes her so great. And when she has talked about the relationship over the years, I mean, how they met at the laundromat and how how they rode the really hard times of marriage, her coming up through the ranks of the music industry till she reached the absolute pillar of queen status, goddess, if you will. She is a legend. So that has to be alone challenging in a relationship, but he has been her rock. He was her support. He was her great love. And to hear that he passed was just so sad. But to know that you spent your life together, you grew up together with somebody that was so special to you and supported you and propped you up when you needed the most. What a beautiful love story. So Dolly, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss, but what a beautiful and timeless love story. What a wonderful, beautiful gem you had in your life. But we are so sorry to hear of your loss. Also, another loss in the entertainment world, and just kind of just a really bizarre story, is Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Awakawi. Um, in Santa Fe, New Mexico, they have quite a sprawling estate, and they were both found deceased in their home with one of their dogs laying next to the wife, Betsy. So they don't think there's any foul play, but according to police reports and an investigation, it's suspicious, right? So evidently, upon the findings, when the police went into the home, Hackman was found in the kitchen area. Um, he had collapsed with his cane on the floor, sunglasses on the floor. His wife was found in a separate location of the house in her bathroom, off the side of the bedroom, where she was in the bathroom, and also close to her was a deceased dog. Now, from what I have read that's been coming out of police and medical reports and anything that I can find on the internet, and in magazines, newspapers, is that yes, the investigation is still ongoing. But they've seen no foul play. At first, upon entry, they were concerned that maybe there was a carbon monoxide leak. There have been reports coming out now that they have found no carbon monoxide in the medical findings. The fire department came out; they didn't find any gas leaks, or if they did find one, I did hear that there was one coming from, I think, the kitchen stove, but it was so faint that would not have had an effect. But there did not find any carbon monoxide leaks. It's just it's a bizarre setting. We will not know anything from the toxicology reports until 6 to 8 weeks. So I guess right now that's really what we're waiting to find out, what could give us some indication of how they could have passed. It's just very bizarre. One passed before the other. It is weird. We don't know, but what we do know, which is so sad, is that they were deceased for quite some time. So according to the reports that I can find, maybe 9 days or more or longer. Some of the police said 9 days up to weeks they may have been deceased in their home. Bizarre. There were 2 other dogs on the premise. One, they were fine, alive. So it's just a bizarre scene. Hackman in the kitchen, wife on the opposite end of the house in the bathroom, a dog with her, and really no explanation. So as of now, as the investigation is going on, we're still waiting to find the police findings, and we're still waiting on the toxicology report. So 6 to 8 weeks on the toxicology report. But like I said, from what I have found, they are ruling out carbon monoxide. So we shall see. But just such a sad ending. And Morgan Freeman really gave a beautiful tribute to his longtime friend Gene Hackman at the Oscars on Sunday evening, which was really nice. And the Oscars, what did you think about the Oscars? Did you like it? Did you love it? What did you think of the host, Conan? I really like Conan as a host. I think he's really funny. I think he's witty. He was a writer on SNL for years. So his comedic timing, I think, is really good. Me personally, I think the Oscars felt very flat. I don't know. Do we really need these award shows anymore? That's my question. I think it's kind of a little tone deaf considering what's going on in the world and what has recently happened in LA. I mean, LA is devastated. They're just trying to piece back together, and yet we're throwing on such a glamorous award ceremony. I don't get it. I know that the Golden Globes, when they had it back in February, they really gave a lot of honor to the first responders to the fires out in LA. And of course, they did at the Oscars as well, but just not as much. And honestly, I did not watch a lot of the Oscars. I went in, I was trying to hold on as long as I could. I think I lasted maybe 15 minutes. That's all I could handle. And then I would flip back and forth throughout the ceremony just to kind of see who's winning, what someone's wearing. But I was very, very underwhelmed. But Honora was the huge winner of the night. It took away Best Picture, Best Actress. The Best Actress was Mickey Madison for Anora, and of course, it was the best film. Adrian Brody won for Best Actor in The Brutalist. I think Conan tried. I think he really tried. Conan, I think you are so funny. I think that was a really tough gig to have, but as a whole, I have no interest in them at all. I think they're really boring. And I do want to give a little bit of credit to, I believe it was the director of the film Anora who won. He was trying to promote, go to the movies. Where do we have the most fun experience of the films? And that's at the movie theater. So please go back to the movie theater so you get the true experience of movies. We do need to get people back into the theaters. Just different, when now that you have streaming service and you can sit in the comfort of your own home and pause it and pick up back up where you want to. I mean, there's a draw to that. So the theater experience is great, but it's not really what it used to be. The movie and entertainment industry have really been hit hard. Not only did we have COVID, and then we had the major strikes, streaming, podcasting, social media, I think has really thrown a major kink in the traditional movies. That's why I'm like, I understand why they still want to hold on to the traditions of like the award ceremonies and film and the entertainment industry. I kind of get that because you want to keep it alive and in the conversation. But I just don't think it has the same pizzazz and the draw it used to, in my personal opinion. But some of the outfits were absolutely beautiful. I do love seeing the red carpet. I love seeing the stars dressed up. Who are you wearing? My thing is in some of these women, and God, some of these women just look so gorgeous. And men, I love seeing men in something non-traditional that's just not the black, gray, or dark blue suit. I'd like to see a little bit of jazzing that up. That's really nice. I love seeing the varieties and the couture of the women. I tend to wonder, like, how are you breathing? Some of these women that are just snatched in so tight in those corsets. Like, how are you breathing? You look gorgeous. So everyone looked beautiful on the runway. But there's were the Oscars, and Anora was the big winner. So congratulations to them. And the actress, Mickey Madison, because she's so young and so cute. So I really enjoyed her. And her speech was really sweet. She said something that even though I'm from LA, Hollywood seems so far away. And I think that was a really sweet, touching speech. So congratulations to all the winners at the Oscars. Now, let's get into the amazing world of reality TV. Let's go to HBO. I love you. Mike White. A tip of the hat and a curtsy to you, sir. This season 3 of White Lotus, I am loving it so much. It is the perfect formula of beautiful backdrop, drama, suspense, character building, cattiness. I'm loving everything. It's just pulling me in more and more every week. I am loving it. So let's get into it. Now, the couples that from North Carolina, I couldn't love you more. Jason Isaacs, Parker Posey, the Ratliff family, okay? Ratliff family from North Carolina. They are perfect. I love that they always have, every season there's one family, and you see the family dynamics. They always start off as the perfect family. They always project that perfect image. And within a very short amount of time, you see the whole breakdown of the family. Just like every family vacation is, you have the sibling bickering, you have the family fighting, you have the parents trying to make everybody happy, but then you've got their stuff going on. It is so good. The music behind it, I really want to give a clap to whoever does the music on that show. I know that I've heard a little bit of backlash because of the theme song. The theme song of White Lotus, the opening theme song, is so catchy. A theme song that kind of gets caught in your head, and you'll be driving to work and you're playing it in your head and you're humming along to it, when you're doing your things. It's very catchy like that. And there's been a little bit of backlash on the internet because they did change the theme song a little bit to kind of match more of a Thai setting that they have this season. I really like it. I think it's just equally as catchy, but the music in the background of the show, in scenes where it's high drama, it's a little frantic. That you hear the monkeys going in the background. And by the way, I love the monkey that's always on the limb during the therapy session. How he's just kind of like a part of the therapy session. He's very zen with the therapist too. I think the therapist is just great, 'cause especially in that opening scene. But I love that monkey that's always swayed on the vine. But the Ratcliffe family is so good. Patrick Schwarzenegger, who plays Saxton, which, God, what a perfect name. Saxton, for that posh prep family. He's, of course, the villain of the season, just douchey prep school boy. I am self-entitled. Ah, he plays that character so, so well. The whole family is great. I love Parker Posey, who's heavily medicated through every scene. The dad, Jason Isaac, who's the frantic businessman that's a little corrupt and recently been indicted. And the panic of all of that, just him back and forth trying to shield his family with it, which Parker Posey is hot on the scent of that something's going on, that he's very stressed. And now he's medicated. Now he's tapping into her pills. And it is so good. That constant, that music in the background just is very intense. The girl group, was it Leslie Bibbs, Michelle Monaghan, Carrie Coons. Remember Carrie Coons from the amazing HBO show, The Gilded Age? That girl group, how they're a group of girlfriends that have been friends since, I think they said, elementary school, and how they've branched out in their separate ways, and how we all grow and evolve, and how you have captured a girls group is perfection. Just the intricacies and the dynamic of the shift of the relationships, how it goes where we're united, but when they're separate, how they kind of talk shit about each other and they slowly attack each other for, what is she doing? Who's her plastic surgeon? Was what they were saying about Michelle Monaghan, who plays the actress in the show. And then they go after Carrie Coon's character, who is the attorney and she's divorced. And then they go after Leslie Bibb's character, who's a conservative in Texas, and how they're really supportive, yet really catty, and how they're petty, and how they just, are hyper defensive with each other. It is perfect. It is so perfect. Watching the three girls together is so good. And it's going to hit the fan soon. You absolutely know it. And then Walton Goggins, who plays Rick and his girlfriend. So good. He's a really disturbed character who's done a lot of bad things. He plays a man with a lot of emotional baggage and just buried down it and just has a dark past. He plays that character very well, because in a lot of the other stuff that we've seen him, especially on like HBO, where we've seen him in like Vice Principals and The Righteous Gemstones, and his comedic acting, he is so on it. But so to see this dramatic side, this very serious dramatic character, really good. And it's really developing it where his past is catching up with him and he's really to go to the next step. And you see how it's kind of mixing together with the that amazing Thai actress who is the owner of the White Lotus on the show. God, she is everything. Pardon me, her name has escaped me, but she is not only just stunning, but she plays her character so well. Oh my God, I love her. I love everybody. I love the cast of the crew that works at the hotel. I am loving the entire season, but I just the way they really get into each character, because that's where it is when you're at a resort. You travel with friends, or you're traveling with family, or you just see how you infiltrate that bubble. And I love it. I just get so frustrated that I have to wait a week to catch up to the next episode. I really do. I get very, very frustrated because if I'm going to pay for these streaming services, I should be able to binge. If I want to binge, I should be able to binge, and I want to binge. That goes with the traders on Peacock, the, Netflix, all these streaming services. I am paying top dollar for the premium streaming. I want to binge watch. Give me the whole season. I want to binge. I need my fix. I need it. I want it. So please give it to me. But White Lotus, God, you are on it this season. I love it. I do miss Jennifer Coolidge because leading up to the new season, I did go back and just get a little bit of a taste of season 2. When they were in Sicily. So good. Of course, I miss Jennifer Coolidge, but I like how they brought back, was it Greg from 1 and 2, or Gary, he's Gary this year, and how the woman from season 1 who worked at the White Lotus is here at season 3, how she's on it. Like, I think I've met you before. I love how they're tying the old to the new characters, but it's still just a mess. So Mike White, I'm loving. Mike White has given me all the details like Ryan Murphy did with Capote, the Swans. Oh God, that was so good. I loved that series. If you haven't watched the Swans with Ryan Murphy of Capote, please, that is a summer watch. If you haven't watched it, and if you're traveling, if you're in an airport, you're on a flight, watch it. The Swans, Ryan Murphy. It's about Capote. And then you can go back and watch the other one about Joan Crawford. That was so good too. Now let's get over to the world of Peacock and Bravo. The Traitors. Oh, the drama. But I tune in for the roundtable. So good. And Alan Cummings' costume. I love a theme. And when he comes in with a themed costume, oh God, he just brings it all. The UK Traitors is very good, but they're not giving me glam and a themed outfit like Alan Cummings does. That guy is just everything. I love him. He gives me sarcasm. He's giving me good wit. I love it. And, he rocks out a good sculpted hairstyle, even in the Scottish rain. And he brings a little dog on a chaise. Does it get any better than that? I don't really think it does. So Alan Cummings, but this season is great. Danielle has recruited Brittany. Brittany didn't have a choice. She was either become a traitor or be murdered. So she is, but they left us hanging. Who is going to get axed? I am very happy that Dolores is still there. I love her. And most importantly, I think everybody's happy that Tom Sandoval's gone. So as we're working through to the end, who will be left behind? Will it be a traitor in the final 3? Will be 3 faithfuls? Who will take it down? Because remember, if there's a traitor, they win it all. So still pissed that Carolyn got out. I knew Carolyn. I was hoping she'd go all the way. So I miss Carolyn. Will Danielle go all the way, or will it be Brittany? Because I think Brittany will definitely throw Danielle under the bus. They're good right now. But do we remember episode 1 of season 3 of The Traitors, where when all the new arrivals stepped to the castle and they had an opportunity to either murder somebody right there, contestant right there on the spot, and take in a new contestant, or they can pass. And Danielle's like, I should just murder Brittany right now because she voted me off on my show, my reality show, my game show. So I think Brittany should go. But then when they found out that it was Rob that was coming in, they're like, well, you know what? As much as I want to vote her off, I don't want him. So we'll keep things as is, even though he ended up showing like an episode later and ended up becoming a traitor, and the rest is history. But it has been a very good season of The Traitors. The Real Housewives of Potomac, the Part 3 of the reunion happened this past Sunday. It is done. Mia didn't even make it through part 3. Everybody was still pissed off at Mia about the whole thing in Miami, her excluding her friends that showed up to her party in Miami, and her embarrassing Gordon this whole season, bringing her kids into a messy situation on television in front for the world to judge. You name it. Everybody piled on Mia for that. And rightfully so. I think that's a pretty fair. You just see Andy Cohen in his earpiece. Just so everybody knows, Mia has left the building and will not be returning. So my question is, will Mia be returning next season on The Real Housewives? Because I think you walking off and exiting the show during filming is strike one. Which I'm sure there's been other strikes, but if I were Andy, I'd be like, okay, that's a major strike one against you. We're filming, you show up to work and you finish your job, right? That's how I view it. You finish your job. She left, didn't come back, so she should come back for the next season. Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't think you had a strong enough storyline. I don't think the cast likes you enough. And quite frankly, the little storyline that you had this season, I think you looked pretty villainous this season. Poor, nobody's saying Gordon's an angel, but to put him through it just, I think, did not reflect well on you, Mia. And then you constantly blaming your poor choices and actions on Gordon. I'm really struggling to find a reason why you should come back next season, why you should be secured with the cherry blossom. Why personally? Because nobody believes you. Nobody believes your story. Nobody believes anything. At this point, me as a woman, as a mother, I always think like, how are your children? Are they okay? Are they safe? Are they all right? That's what I always think. And I'm not doubting your parenting. I'm not questioning that at all. You just need to protect them and shield them, keep them safe. Okay. That's what I'm saying. But part 3 concluded. We still do not know a lot of what's going on with Miss Stacy. Miss Stacy. So did you pay DJ to be your boyfriend? It's not the first time this has happened. Okay. We've talked about Miss Kenya Moore, season 1 with Harold, whatever that guy's name was. What was his name? Who cares? Who cares? But we have had this before. Now, did she pay him? I don't know, but that definitely wasn't a real relationship. Super awkward, super weird. Now he's saying that you paid him? He is an actor. If your role was to be her lovey-dovey boyfriend, but that was weird. Do I have to go back to that whole pizza making scene in the apartment? Super cringe. Yuck. That didn't go over well. And the whole season was very uncomfortable with TJ. And to now find out that he said his word against your word. Of course, Stacey has denied it. He said, she hired me to play her boyfriend. And now she hasn't even paid me. She's only paid me a little bit and she still owes me money. So not only are we not friends, I'm annoyed with her. So that was kind of a bomb. I don't think anybody saw that. We all thought it was awkward and very suspicious, this relationship, but I didn't think that she was like paying him off, but evidently she was, according to TJ. And now Giselle let it slip in this past, I think it was part 2, that Stacey might be doing her own cannabis line, kind of coming off of Eddie. So I'm just saying there is some shady stuff coming out about Miss Stacey. So am I ready to see it? With the truth and what's going to unfold in the next season for Miss Stacey? I absolutely am. So I think she just secured her seat for her next season. So Mia, I think, should be out. Stacey, come back. Jazzy, Karina. I don't even know how Karina got a spot. Anyway, don't know how that happened. Karen's out. I mean, there's like a major shift in the Housewives. It's almost like Atlanta. And by the way, Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming back right around the corner. So right where Potomac closes, the Real Housewives of Atlanta will be picking up. And I am so excited. Our baby girl Portia is back. I love Portia. She gives me funny, she gives me drama, she gives me over the top craziness, and the girl loves to pick when she gets her Hennessy. Give me more Portia. And I love Portia's mom. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And her little girl Pilar, so cute, so cute. So I am very excited for Miss Portia. My baby Portia's back, and give me Phaedra. I need my Phaedra. Now, as we close off to Potomac, wish our ladies well for Atlanta. Let's talk to our beautiful honeys over at the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Very much enjoying these last few episodes. This week, Sutton has a runway fashion show. So fun. We start the episode. Sutton's getting everything ready for her fashion show. Congratulations, Sutton. You are absolutely killing it. Your store's doing well. It's been open for several years now. You are having a fashion show and introducing a new line. So great on you. Congratulations, Sutton. That's great. I think it's fantastic that now Kyle is Sutton's cheerleader. Interesting shift, but and Kyle had a clothing line. She had a clothing store, so she knows how difficult it can be. I think Sutton might be more heavily involved with her store than maybe Kyle was. I don't know. I know that Kyle had a partner. So I don't know how involved she was in that, but no matter what, she knows it's a lot of work, a lot of time and dedication and money to run your own business. So, the camaraderie and the support with that, it was really nice to see. It was really, really a wonderful thing to see. To see Garcelle and Dorit come to lunch and have a meeting of the minds and just enjoying the moment and talking it out and just having a girl time. And even though they really haven't hit it off and really haven't, let's be honest, they really don't like each other. They really haven't had a good relationship. Garcelle, she's like, look, I'm not the closest with Dorit, but I have great empathy for her because she's going through divorce and she has young kids right now. And that is not only just difficult personally, but to have to protect your young children through this is really difficult and very crushing. And instead of tearing her down in this moment, which would be easy to do because she's frazzled and she's acting out a bit, which is understandable that she's a little short-tempered and just quick to snap. Understandably so. She's like, we need to give her a little grace here because she has small kids and this is just not hard. It's just doubly difficult when you have small children. For sure. And she's like, and I had small kids, and even though my kids are older now and teenagers, I still have regrets. And so I want to be here to extend the branch of understanding and compassion in this time. And well done. I think that was great. I think Dorit needs that. She's been so sidelined by most of the group this season, and that has to be so hurtful. Not only is your life just crumbling around you, so is your friend group, and a lot of times that happens. It does, it just, unfortunately, it does. Sometimes when you are at your lowest, the people that you need the most and think are the closest to you and the most important people in your life, a lot of times they are the most disappointing in those moments because they're not there and they leave you hanging and are not understanding and don't come to you with compassion and support. They come to you with judgment and, I don't know, sometimes with an antagonistic views and maybe you should do that. You should do this and that kind of thing. And it's just, you don't need that. You need to, a lot of times when you are in a crisis mode, you have to close out that noise around you and focus at at what's at hand, the most important things. And I I think she's doing that. She just can't handle everybody else's judgment and comments. And again, Faye Resnick last week, the voice of reason, said that for Dorit and for Sutton. So I think she's trying to push that out, but yet it's so hard when she's forced to be with work with all these people and everybody's got their opinion. And Kyle can tell you everybody's got their opinion about her and Maurizio, especially with the picture that came out with him in the airport at Mykonos with a new girl. So you need those friends. And when you're not there, that is an isolating feeling and it's pretty crummy. So I'm glad that Garcelle reached out to her and was like, look, I get it. I'm sorry. You're going through this and here I am. So that was really nice. And it's so sad that Reba, they just had several episodes with Reba and Sutton pairing their relationship as mother and daughter. And Reba was going to fly out for this very important moment in Sutton's life for this fashion show. And unfortunately, a whole debacle happened at the airport and Reba wasn't able to make it. And even Sutton said, my mom's flight was delayed. And then she was at the airport the next day because her flight was canceled. And she was there for like over 12 hours. She's like, my mother never does anything like that. So for her to take that effort to do it, to be here with me is quite an act of love. And yes, it's disappointing that she couldn't make it, but I know she tried and that meant the world to me. So yes, what a bridge. This is a beautiful, beautiful bridge. I love it. So Reba Sutton, I like this. I like where this is going. But I hope somebody was zooming her in during that fashion show, like holding a camera up. There were plenty of men in that second row that were friends of, had to be, because they were really cheering on Sutton. So I hope one of them was filming this for sweet Reba. Ari, I love him so much. He was loving the moment, just back there with the girls. He is the best personal assistant. Sutton, I love your personal assistant, Ari. He's just great. Nico Bose's assistant is fantastic, but I just love Ari and just the way all the women love him. He's just great. You're amazing. So was he filming? He should have been filming there for Reba. But Kathy Hilton, can I just say, the unsung hero of this season is thy lady, Kathy Hilton. No question about it. She's been very quiet this season, which has served her so well. I'm going to go back to the luncheon with Dorit and Bose, where she was totally shocked that Dorit said that, yes, my life is crumbling. It's shit right now. And Kathy said, well, I get the impression that PK's a good father, is he? And she's like, no, not really, is what Dorit said. And you just see Kathy like, oh, okay. Anytime that Kathy Hilton's kind of had a little cameo this season, that's pretty much been her response. So in the beginning of the episode, Kyle and Kathy, as sisters do, are just kind of hanging out and they're going to an appointment together, a mammogram. And Kathy's like, so how are you doing? Just delicately drop in. How you doing? General, can go in any direction, right? She's like, well, yeah, I saw the pictures of Mo at the airport and, she's going into her spiel like, yes, I was crushed. It really hurt me. I don't think Mo prepared or was expecting to be filmed and the shock, it was a ripple effect for the family. It really was. Like, I felt it, the girls felt it. It was weird. It was awkward. And she's like, and that's what you're referring to, right, Kathy? And Kathy's like, yes, but I didn't want to bring it up. Just that subtle drop in. I love it. And then, she's kind of been that way all season, but she also has the support of Diggs. Like, when she talked about like Mo, he's aged so much in the last few months. That's sisterly shade. That's what we love. That's what we're there for. That's love. That's a hug. That is a shady hug from a girl. Okay. When she said PK, oh my God, I thought he was 54 when I met him like 10 years ago. Oh my God. Sisterly shade. Love it. And then she keeps coming in. She just keeps coming in. Just it's like a little amuse bouche of deliciousness from Kathy Hilton and her shade. So, so delicious. And then she gives us full kooky Kathy. So she's showing up at this at the fashion show, and of course it's at this hotel and it's around a pool, very pretty setting. And Kathy Hilton's just walking around, checking out the set, talking to everybody. Of course, everybody's loving it. And boom, the lights come on, the fashion show's beginning, and next thing you know, Kathy's up talking and walking, and the runway models start coming down the runway, and Kathy's still literally right on the center of the runway. And next thing you know, this gorgeous runway model just kind of pushes Kathy to the side, smiles like, "Excuse me, lady." And I was screaming, "Kathy, get off the runway! Kathy, get off the runway!" Oh, it was great. That is just iconic. Kathy Hilton moment. Just so amazing. I love her. And I do want to give a little toast to Erica Jane's mom this week. She is so adorable. It was great that she got to come in. She also got to go to the fashion show. Her and Reba, I wonder if her and Reba would have gotten along. I'm quite curious about if Erica Jane's mom and Reba, Sutton's mom, would have got along. Those Georgia women. So cute. But I love the fact when she met the designer for the house, the interior designer, Martin. She's like, "Mom, this is my friend Martin. He's also the designer of the house. He did this beautiful decor." And Erica, your home does look gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's clean, classy glam. Love it so much. But when she was like, "This is my friend, this is a designer," was it Martin? And the mom was like, "Ah, he is so handsome too." And just to see the guy go, it was so cute. I love that moment. I'm like, he's going to be on there more. He has got to be on there more. Can we have him on like we used to have Ken on, who was the event planner for Lisa? I love him. Oh my God. Can we please bring it? I want him like we had Ken with Lisa Vanderpump. So Erica, he is your go-to guy, just like Ken was Lisa's go-to guy. So that makes us happy. I'm enjoying this season and I am ready for Atlanta. So thank you so much for joining us today on Polywine. It has been a pleasure being with you today. Please follow, like, and subscribe Polywine wherever you get your feed. And I'll catch up with you next time. Have a great day. Thank you and bye.